Hello and welcome to Dummies and Dragons. We're taking a break from our usual scheduled programming to try something new and a little bit different. We'll be taking a break from last season's storyline to give our hardworking Rob a much needed break. But don't worry, we'll be back with your favourite adventuring trio of obnoxious dwarf, stalwart paladin, and diseased elf before you know it. I'm your Dungeon Master Matt McKeown, and welcome to the Nightmare at Hollowind Harbour. You are currently outside Hollowind Harbour itself. Hollowind Harbour is like your quintessential small village town that time forgot. There's like stone buildings everywhere. There's a church on a hillock in the distance. Up on these cliff sides near you on the right is the mansion of your uncle. And in front of you is the entrance to the town. The town entrance is like one of those like old western entrances where it's like a sign supported by two columns, and at the top it says "Welcome to Hollowind Harbour," and in red paint someone's written along the side of it, "Abandon all hope, ye who enter here."
Original kids we have nearby.
There's also a small sign that's been recently nailed to the post that says "Population 172," and someone's wrote underneath that as well, "and dwindling."
Ooh, ominous as fuck.
The places of note in the town are like some shops, an old boathouse, there's a jail, it's like your old sheriff's office basically, and there is also the inn. What do you chaps do?
Is that the place we would go to get a drink?
Yes, that is the place.
I vote we go to the inn.
You go
Haven't you already drunk? You drank the minibar dry.
I would just imagine Phil just like slam drunk. Is this the place?
Let me hold on to your pistol until you're sober.
Have I got to try and play American and alcoholic at the same time? Oh dear. Is this a place right here? Okay. I say we go to the inn and we get ourselves some beer.
Okay, so you start walking down through the entrance to Hollowind Harbour. There's small side streets to your left and right as you're walking along. These streets are just, everything's covered in a fog. You can barely see your way as you're walking along. And at the entrance to one of the alleyways, you see some dogs. And there's about, how many have I got down here? There's 4 of them, and they seem to be eating something on the ground. They're kind of clustered around it, and you hear kind of a growling and crunching and snapping noise. What do you do?
We just avoid the local wildlife. Just skirt around them. Make sure my brother gets to the inn unmolested by dogs.
Jonathan, are you leaving the dogs alone?
Yeah. Let's leave the dogs alone.
I'll just throw some C4 at them. See what happens.
You can if you like.
I think that stuff might be important, but you're just dying for us to do this. I'm going to investigate the dogs.
Well, you could have actually walked away with them, but if you want to investigate them, that's fine.
Trench gun ready.
As you're approaching the dogs, you stand on I'm going to say a glass bottle. The bottle smashes very loudly, echoing up and down the alleyway. All 4 dogs stop what they're doing and quickly turn around and stare at you. It's at this point you realise that they're not normal looking dogs. The fur is matted and torn and falling off in places on them. There's blood like congealing around their legs, and there's these huge gaping wounds. They also have human-esque faces to them. It's at this point I'd like to say that both of you lose a sanity point at looking at something so fucked up. So you're both now on 19 sanity.
No.
Yeah.
Can I just pull on Janet's sleeve and just be like, was the weed I smoked earlier bad, or are you seeing this as well?
The weed you smoked earlier was bad, but I am seeing this as well.
Okay, I was rolling for the dogs there. 3 of them failed and 1 of them passed, so 1 of them takes a lunge at Jonathan.
Yay!
Does it? The dog leaps at Jonathan and just bites down hard on your leg.
I do have the cattle prod.
You're gonna jam it in its stupid face.
No, I'm not gonna go for the face. I'm gonna just go for the side because that would be far easier than going for the face. I'm gonna just hit it in the side with the cattle prod. Jab it in the side.
You can use in your cliches.
No, I don't.
I'm gonna say with the cliches, by the way. You get free reign with them to a point. Like, I might decide like you have only so many to use in this fight, but for this starter fight, I'll just say you've got unlimited use of them.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, yeah, I'll use it. I'll just throw back my head, and oh no, wait, hang on, wait, let me read what they are. I was about to use the wrong one. I will, with no real relevance to it, I'm just gonna go Indiana Jones that shit, and I'm gonna jab him in the side with the cattle prod.
I'm glad you did that because if you hadn't used that, you would have failed the roll. What I got for the monster rules. The monster rules are okay. You fucking get it. You jam it in the side. The dog lets go of your leg and starts convulsing with a horrible blood curdling. Smoke starts coming off it, and then it just falls to the ground dead. That's 1 dog down.
I think your dog impression is actually the most realistic one that you do.
Fuck off.
Is a cattle prod even a lethal weapon? Like, that seems...
No, that's kind of the point of them. This dog did not have a strong tie to life.
This was a dog with a heart defect.
Yeah. Oh god, you just killed a dog with angina, you prick. Alright, is it my go?
Sorry, Janet,
right.
It's your turn.
What are the other 3 dogs
They
doing?
are slowly walking towards you.
Alright, I'm just... God. Alright, I'm just gonna open fire. Back off, you mangy bastard.
Just blam.
I just... Shoot the one closest to me.
Okay, give me a second, I'll roll for this. Fucking hell. Oh, no, you fire and you... I guess it's the fog making it hard to see, but you miss and the shot goes echoing down the alleyway.
You just hit him. Fucking hell.
You missed by a fucking mile.
Jesus.
Okay.
Oh god.
It's time for the dogs. You're in for a bad time. The dogs, the first dog, having noticed the shot go wide, decides to bear down on you, Janet. Jumps and latches straight onto your arm, teeth sinking right in. You can feel it pressing the bone. Lose a sanity point for that. The second dog goes for... Oh, fuck me. It goes for Janet again. This dog runs up and just bites into your leg. It doesn't latch on, but it bites pretty deep. You can feel blood start to come out of the wound. And the third dog goes for... Oh, okay. This time it goes for Jonathan. It runs up, and rather than bite, it just barrels into your body first, knocking you down. Lose a sanity point.
I like how I lose the same amount of sanity for being bitten as I do for being ran into.
Well, it's just 1 point for damage per tick. It's the way I've got it written up.
Yeah.
Okay, it is now your turn. Jonathan, what do you do?
At this point, I can't exactly handcuff the dogs, can I?
You can try.
I can't rope them. I can't just create a lasso.
You can try. You can do what you like. Handcuff them by their collars to each other or something like that.
Oh, well, this is the thing. Because of the fog, I feel like if I pull my gun out and start firing, I'm going to start missing wildly and probably shoot some poor, bystander in the back. And then we're going to be on the run. So I feel like using... I feel like using the gun.
The fog is just flavor text. Rob missed because he failed the roll, but you can fire into the fog if you like. You might just get lucky and hit them.
Okay. Or I could just run at them with the cattle prod and hope that they all have angina.
It's been working so far. They've all got heart conditions.
Oh, apparently this place is a shithole who doesn't look after its dogs.
The one that just bashed into me, I'm currently on the ground, aren't I? So from the ground, I could grab my cattle prod and jab the one that just knocked me over.
You can do that if you like, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Okay, roll for that. Oh, you... From the ground, you jab up for the wild ha at the dog that knocked you down. You miss completely, and the cattle prod flies between its legs or something like that. So you've basically missed.
Okay.
Janet, it's your turn.
Alright, so what's the nearest dog to me doing?
Biting down on your arm.
Alright, I'm gonna stab the fucker with the other arm. With my dagger.
With your dagger, okay.
Yeah. Kill. Destroy.
Yep, you get it right in the face. You whip round and jam the knife right up to the hilt between the dog's eyes. It lets out a kind of pain, and then falls over dead.
Oh god, I've killed a dog. I have a dog at home. Oh god, I need to go get my dog.
Just hug it like I love you so much.
What did I do?
Okay, and the last two dogs. The dog standing up in front of you, Jonathan, just lunges towards you and tries to go for your jugular. It misses, but goes and sinks its teeth right into your shoulder. Janet, the dog that was biting down on your leg, lets go, turns around for another bite, but just misses completely. It goes for your leg, and you just can lift your leg out the way, nope.
Bad dog.
Jonathan, it's now your turn.
How many did I lose sanity points then?
Oh yeah, sorry, you lose a sanity point.
So that's 16.
So you're now down on 16?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I've counted one every time I've been hit.
Yep. Okay, you're currently still lying on the ground, and the dog is just muzzle deep on your shoulder.
Okay. I'm going to use the cattle prod again. But this time, I'm going to yell, Indiana Jones, that shit!
Okay, I'm going to roll and say you also take a hit for this, because that's how electricity works, because the dog is still sinking his teeth into your shoulder, so you're down at 15 sanity. But does the... do damage enough? It just does enough damage. You jam it into its face, you feel the electricity flowing through the dog into your shoulder, you shake and convulse while screaming, you fuck it! And the dog just lets go and falls over dead, smoke just pouring out of its eyes and mouth. Janet, what do you do?
Alright, so there's one dog left, is there?
One dog left, yep. It's currently standing in front of you.
Alright, I could leap at the fucker like it leapt at the first one leapt at my brother, and I'm gonna stab the fucker to death.
Remember, you do have cliches which can help you with your rolls.
Oh, how bad it was. Right, this is some nerd rage!
Is that the name of the
cliche?
Yeah, his cliche for attacks is called Nerd Rage.
I've killed the dog.
You lunge for the last dog, swing your knife wide, and it goes right across its throat and just sprays blood all over the street, and some of it on your pretty dress.
I've just killed 2 dogs.
All the dogs are dead. You two are now left alone on the very quiet street.
Do we get experience?
No.
Okay, so there's no leveling up, no experience.
There's no leveling up.
It's just a case of stay alive.
Yeah, it's maintain your sanity enough to keep it high enough to progress through the story, really. Because if I did do levelings, I'd have to do more skills, and I can't really be arsed doing that.
My first aid kit. Do I use that all up in one go? Does that just heal me once, or can I use that throughout the story, just little bits here, little bits there?
You have carte blanche, you can use it as many times as you like.
Okay, so after every fight, I can use it to patch my wounds.
Yeah, you can patch your wounds, but it won't restore your sanity or give you health back.
Okay.
Okay.
So is there a way of bringing our sanity back up, or is every time we get hit, that's it permanently down a bit?
No, there'll be times when it'll go back up. Resting and I'll come up with some more rules, but so far I've just got it down as like having a good night's rest will restore it.
Okay, cool.
So, the street now empty and dead, well, full of dead dogs. What do you two do? Remember, there is that thing they were munching on in the alleyway. If you want to have a look at that.
Let's investigate. We've already killed 4 dogs to see what the hell they were eating.
Provided there aren't more of them, we should be cool.
I'm so glad you said that. Yep, you walk up to the body and do you know what that is?
Uncle.
10. Yep. You walk up to what you thought was like a carcass of an animal, but Janet, you quickly noticed that carcasses of things dogs eat don't normally have hands or wear shoes or have a tie on. It's a human body.
It's the lawyer!
Both of you lose sanity points.
How many?
1.
So am I on 17?
You are on 16. Phil is
16.
on 14.
Yep.
Alright, Phil, you're just going insane very quickly.
Yeah, I am.
I can't handle this, man. Game over.
What the fuck is wrong with this town?
Is there any way of identifying the person on the floor? Can we, search the pockets, look for a wallet, etc., with identification?
You can, yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, I need to.
I'm gonna search for the guy's wallet. He might have money on him.
I like you're just being a complete douchebag. You rifle through his pockets, or what's left of his pockets, but you don't find anything denoting who he is, or in this case, who he was. The face of the body. Nope. The face of the body is just mangled and chewed up. You couldn't tell who this was. If there's anyone you recognise from anyone, basically, it's just a complete fucking mess.
Does he have a watch?
Yes, he has a watch.
I would take the watch.
It's currently hanging off his, what's left of his wrist.
I slide it off of his wrist and I put it in my pocket.
Oh, nice. Okay, so add 1 stolen watch to your inventory.
Stolen watch.
Why don't you take his shoes as well?
I mean, could do. I feel like the shoes probably wouldn't be like. Oh, could I sell the shoes on? How like what condition are the shoes in? Are they scuffed at all?
The man was
Like,
eaten
are they
by
damaged?
dogs. What do you think his shoes look like? They'd be torn and covered in blood. Who the fuck's gonna buy that off you? Oh, bloody shoes! I've always wanted one of those.
We've got 2.
Are they size 7s?
I thought they might be going for the body and the shoes would be fine. I mean, let's face it, dogs generally they don't go for the. They generally wild animals don't go for the foot meat. You know what I mean?
Oh, this looks horrible. Oh, look, Nikes.
I'm now adding 2 bloodstained shoes to my inventory.
You're taking a Okay. Is that how it's going? Okay.
Yeah.
I've lost control
Yeah.
already.
Yeah. These are my shoes now. I earned them.
What's
I skin the dogs.
It's brain aneurysm season. Right, okay, so...
I'm just going with it. I'm skinning the dogs.
Oh, fuck.
I'm
Right.
taking them into the alleyway. I'm dragging each of their bodies. And using the dagger, I methodically skin each one of them, so I now have the pelts of 4 bloody mangy dogs.
I would have said no, but I just rolled. Yep, you now have 4 bloody dog pelts in your inventory. Also, lose a fucking sanity point.
I think I should gain 1. I'm taking control.
No, fuck you. Both of you lose a sanity point for that shit.
Oh, I lose one as well.
Yeah.
I wasn't the one doing it.
You didn't
You're in
stop
close
me.
proximity to you watching your sister like carve up these dogs and leave the carcasses in the middle of the street and then shove the bloody like, fart inside her pockets with a smug look in her face. Yeah, you're going fucking nuts.
Fuck's sake.
These will be
Okay, boys and girls, back to the story.
These will be helpful one day, Jonathan.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Dummies and Dragons. Feel free to give us a like and subscribe, and maybe tell your friends. Until then, we'll see you in the next episode. of Dummies and Dragons.